what does Tomac do right that's allowed him to race into his early 30s?
I think what Tomac's done right, which, knowing like everybody else very little about their program because they keep it tight-lipped, but also, just knowing John Tomac from knowing him and racing against him and kind of following their career, I think he's good about not doing too much. And I've heard that from a lot of people that have gone to like stay and ride with him and things like that. They say, he doesn't actually train as much as you would think he does. Like they're good about programming rest, but I also think that they do not short the work at all. So they have a good balance, but I think, some people, you get the point where you're kind of burnt and then you're at the track and you're kind of like, half-assing your way through it. And it's really not good in a skill sport if you throw out safety aside, because when you show up to race, that's not going to cut it. If you're a guy like Tomac and you show up with that effort, you're going to be like 9th or 8th or something. You have to be like fully on it, ready to go. And so I think that they do a good job of balancing that so that he stays fresh, mentally. And then other than that, up until 2023, he was really pretty injury free. I think he missed one Supercross race in 7 seasons or something like that. So staying in the game, and that way your skill level stays high. You're always progressing. You're staying up on new bikes. The technology and the handling of the bike is so much in that sport that just like anything, you want to be current and like in the ecosystem and moving forward. Maybe your team's getting a new bike, or there's new technology out there that you're trying, or just even new skill sets and ways of riding, that you want to, you really want to stay up on that. So I think that they do that really well. And he got a good ranch out in Colorado, and they turn off their social media, go out there and put in the work, and then show up at the races and see how it goes.
And for clarity, he's trained by his dad.
Correct. Yeah. And has been the whole time. And that's the other thing that I would say is he's had one trainer his whole career, and the guy that knows him the best. Now that's obviously a very unique, a unique situation that you're somebody as good as Eli Tomac and your dad is somebody as good as John Tomac. That's, pretty rare. But, Johnny T had a long and successful career, and there's no way you're not going to bring what's, made you one of the best mountain bikers in the world and help your kid out if he's trying to be one of the best dirt bikers in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. John Tomac also rode Paris-Roubaix for 7-Eleven. He's quite the diverse career. I know that, he leaks into social media. Everyone has to post him on his drop bar Yeti, and the culture won't let us forget about him, but
right.
You should all Google him and study what he was up to, because he was a downhill racer and he was a cross country racer, and he raced for 7-Eleven on the road, and he raced Paris-Roubaix, and he was
incredible.
Yeah.
He was really one of those all around, just all around athletes. And also in a time when you could do that. Now it's so specialized. There's no way somebody can race cross country and downhill. At Tomac, in the early years, maybe it was the first year I raced when I was on Yeti in 94, he showed up at the Spokane National and won the downhill on Saturday, although it was a pedally downhill, to his credit. So it was very pedal oriented. He was the strongest guy, but he won the downhill on Saturday and then won the cross country on Sunday. And I would have to check, but I don't think anybody's ever done that. Even Julie Furtado, who did win downhills, but I don't know that she did them, on the same weekend. I mean, that's just incredible. Imagine thinking about like Nino Schurter, winning the cross country and then like going up on Saturday or whatever the next day and strapping on the gear and like winning the downhill. That's just impossible. So
it'll never happen again. But
yeah. So giving a shout out to Johnny T.